Now today we'll be discussing the derivation of the equation of motion. So now we know that acceleration is equal to the change in velocity over the change in time. And we know that change in velocity is the same thing as the final velocity minus the initial velocity, and the change in time is giving us t2 minus t1, where t1 is equal to 0 and t2 is equal to t. Therefore, acceleration is giving us v minus u over t. Now, when we cross multiply, we have v minus u is equal to at. Now, when we make v the subject of a formula, we'll have v is equal to u plus at. This becomes the first equation of motion. Now, we recall that average speed is equal to distance travel over the time. And we know when we take the average of a speed, it's just like the sum of the final velocity and initial velocity over the time. Therefore, we can rewrite the average speed as v plus u over 2 is equal to x over t. And we'll make x the subject of the formula. We'll have x is equal to v plus u over 2. Now, when we recall from the first equation of motion, v is equal to u plus at. So now when we substitute it into this whole equation, we have x is equal to, instead of writing this v, we write u plus at. So we have u plus at plus u t over 2. So x will now be equal to u plus u gives 2u plus at t over 2. So now when we open the bracket, we have x is equal to 2ut plus at squared over 2. Now if we recall, a plus b over c is the same thing as a over c plus b over c. So therefore, we can now say x is the same thing as 2ut over 2 plus at squared over 2. So now these two can cancel this. So we'll have x is equal to ut plus 1 over 2 at squared. So now this is one of the equation of motion, and we now recall that x is equal to v plus u over 2 multiplied by t. Now when we recall the first equation of motion, v is equals to u plus at. So now when we make t the subject, we have v minus u over a. So now When we substitute this t into this equation, we have s is equal to v plus u over t multiplied by v minus u over a. So now when we expand, we have s is equals to v squared minus vu plus vu minus u squared over 2a, where this can go. So we have s is equals to v squared minus u squared over 2a. So if we cross multiply, we have v squared minus u squared is equals to 2ax. Now if we make v the subject of the formula, we have v squared is equals to u squared plus 2ax. So now this is one of the equation of motion. So this is known as the third equation, and this is the second equation. Thank you.